Greetings and happy Tuesday, y'all. I know this is Tuesday and not Monday or Sunday, but I wanted to make sure that I did post a video today. I wanted to not only go over some announcements and reminders, but I wanted to make sure that I also reviewed some aspects of the assignment that's due for Saturday. Okay. This week, of course, is no virtual discussion. Why? Because you have your assignment that's due Saturday. I want you to focus on your clinical interview, your part one. And so I want to make sure that in order for you all to have time to do that, that you would not have to worry about a virtual discussion for week 8. Okay. I'm reviewing week 7 discussions and hope to provide feedback by the end of the week. I have still not provided feedback on week 4. I know that everyone's aware of that. So I'm working with one of the GAs to help me with that. The goal is to get all caught up this week, including the grading for all of the various assignments that's happened thus far. Okay. So make sure that I mention that and that I do acknowledge that. Okay. Let's see. Course readings. So course readings are placed in the course readings folder. I'm up to week 12 with the readings. And so I will gradually continue to add readings there so that way you all have access to them earlier, especially so that it can provide you with the flexibility to do some front loading on the readings. Okay. So this week's readings are chapter 1 in Gardner. There's a reading in Sternberg, and then chapter 1 and 2 in the NRC. Okay. There's also a video that's called The Battle Between Nature and Nurture. Now the video is placed in the week 8 content folder. Okay. So that way you have access to that link for the video. Assignments. Okay. So the mid-semester survey that was a part of the announcement that was sent out earlier. The link is also provided in the week 8 content folder. And so the important reason why I have you all complete the mid-semester survey so that I can check in with you all and learn what's going well, where you're having challenges, how can I help you in terms of the course material or in the instruction of the course. Okay. So please make sure to complete that. It is worth 25 points. It is due on Saturday, the 12th. Also, your clinical interviews are due on Saturday, and that is worth 50 points. Okay. And so as I mentioned before, the goal of the clinical interview, both part 1 and then again part 2, is so that you all learn or begin to have some experience with guided questioning. Okay. And that's important because as teachers, you're going to do a lot in the way of asking students questions. And as a part of what you've learned thus far in the ACP program, that we are an inquiry-based program. And because we're inquiry-based, we stray away from direct teaching, which means we also stray away from giving students answers. And we stray away from closed-ended questioning. Okay. So not yes or no questions. That's closed-ended questioning. Okay. But questions that are going to generate thought, and then also discussion, helping your students to think through and talk through how are they conceptualizing the material before them. Okay, that's been placed before them, or that's being presented to them. And so make sure that your questions are open-ended, even though the actual math problem or science concept that you're asking them to conceptualize is that it may be closed-ended. Okay. I just want to make sure that you all are aware of that. The other thing to be mindful of is that if you're interviewing someone in the class, or if you're interviewing someone that has a similar STEM background to your own, then you need to make sure that the question that you're asking is of an adequate level that will challenge that individual, that you are adequately prepared to ask a open-ended question that can guide them through the process. So in other words, make sure that whatever question you're posing to your interviewee, that it is adequately challenging and that you're also adequately prepared, okay, to ask guided questions. So just make sure that your knowledge is such that you can provide guided questions, okay? And so if you pose a question to your interviewee that's not comparable to their STEM knowledge, okay, or rather that's a little bit more advanced than their STEM knowledge, then they will be able to quickly answer the question and you wouldn't have an opportunity to have provided any kind of guided questioning. Okay. So that's something that I would make sure that you're being mindful of as you create your STEM problem that you present to your interviewee. Okay. And so that's very important. And then make sure that you are collecting the notes, the handwritten notes, that both the interviewee utilizes in trying to make sense of their STEM problem, but then also the notes that you're taking as you observe them working, mentally working through their understanding of the concept, okay, or the problem being posed. And so again, and then you also have a one-page summary. Make sure that you also provide the list of guided questions that you may have predetermined, but then also make sure that you document the guided questions that you happen to ask, that may have happened in the spur of the moment, because that will happen as well. Okay, so you may have some questions already ready for your interviewee, but then what you learn is that because this is a fluid situation, that you may have had to come up with some questions on the fly to kind of help guide them in their understanding. Make sure that you also document that as well. Okay. All right, so then that's due on Saturday the 12th at 11:59 p.m. as always, and then that's 50 points also. So just make sure that you check in with me if you have any questions at all, if you need any kind of clarification about the assignment. Make sure that you do check in with me about that. Oh yes, and video record your interview as well. Okay, make sure that you video record that. And so I am going to make sure that I have accounted for the fact that you're going to upload a couple of items for the assignment, and then that way we should be good to go. Okay. All right. I hope you have a great week. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to me. If you happen to have an issue with uploading the assignment, then you can always shoot it to me via email. Okay, you can always do that as well. All right, y'all have a good week, and hopefully I'll get to see you Thursday. I hope to see you Thursday, but we'll see.